What's going on, America? This is Kevin at Kevin's Corner, trying to make some sense out of all of this nonsense. I'm trying to make sense out of nonsense. I have to say it like one of those old priests that used to do the mass, trying to make sense out of nonsense, not incense. Yeah, we had a priest in my high school named Father Murphy, who used to do the mass all the time. Yes, I'll never forget Father Murphy. You know, he'd get up and be like, he took the bread into his hand. Take and eat. This is my body given up for you. Hosanna, Hosanna. Yeah, Father Murphy. Hilarious. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about Father Murphy or mass when I was growing up in high school. I'm here to talk about the disinformation campaign that they are launching on the president. Now, what do I mean by disinformation? For all of those people that are victims of it, you probably don't know about it because you're a victim of it. See, that's the whole thing. Disinformation is a conglomeration of a lot of people in power that control every facet of information that comes into the unfortunate usual suspect is just sitting there watching TV and trusting that the government is telling him the truth, trusting that the news is telling him accurate news and it's not biased. Those are the victims of disinformation. So now you just take for all example, all the ways that human beings gather their data and their information and even learn about how life works around them. I mean, even as a kid, you grow up, you start learning your speech from your parents. You learn what's right, what's wrong, how society works, your social norms, things like that. And then you start branching outside of your normal realm, like your parents. You start bonding with peers. You're getting some cues from them too. Then you move into school. You're learning how you should act through school. And then, you know, you even go one step further, start to go out into entertainment, TV, stuff like that. Well, imagine if a large group of rich people or organizations control every one of those facets. Education, they controlled the media, they controlled entertainment, fashion, news, all that stuff. The actors, everybody was in on a mega plot to send out disinformation, meaning false information. But because they're your only source and you have a tendency to trust that source, you start to believe it. And that's what disinformation is. And so when you look at what's going on right now with the president and all of this stuff that's going on, I believe for a whole week straight, they were running around on every CNN, MSNBC show. They had people on there, and the key word was impeachment, 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 impeachment. Impeachment. I mean, they was making full-blown albums out of one word. Impeach, impeach, impeachment, impeach, impeach, say what? Peach, say what? Peach. I mean, it was ridiculous how many times they said impeachment in a whole week. And you know what they were basing it on? I've never seen our media rejoice over the thought of a president getting impeached. In fact, I think it was on MSNBC. One guy mentioned impeachment and the lady grabbed his hand like, oh, goody. It just might happen. I'm so excited. Why would you be excited to see a sitting president be impeached? Why would you make it your mission to dig up information hoping to impeach the president? See, this is where you know it's disinformation and they are all in a big conglomeration and in cahoots. It's because the liberal media don't even care that 64 million people in America voted for Donald Trump. Now, you would think if it was all about business, their business model should tell them, wait a minute, we are isolating half of the American population, which are all potential customers. These are all potential advertisers. And yet we're sitting here isolating them because we're making it obvious that we hate the president and we want to get this man impeached. But you know what? That's neither here nor there. That's a secondary goal and objective, making money. That's secondary. The main goal and objective is to make sure that we, in cahoots with the Democrats and in cahoots with certain functions of the government and the entertainment industry. Make sure we all have a united front. Make sure that we all echo the same message. Make sure that we all, with one voice, cry out, impeach him. Okay? And so we're willing to take that hit financially for the bigger goal and objective. Even though our ratings are dying, even though we might lose advertisers and viewership, but we don't care because, see, making money is a secondary goal. The number one goal is to control the thinking and the minds of the public and the population to push our globalistic agenda, our liberal agenda, and so on and so forth. So therefore, we're okay with saying impeachment, impeachment, impeachment. But here's the crazy part. Their justification. They got word that President Trump's Michael Cohen, his old lawyer, was going to roll over on President Trump and go tattletale, which is the worst. I mean, for him to be a New Yorker, you know, I thought New Yorkers were stand-up kind of guys, you know, forget about it. Bada boom, bada bing. But this guy, he goes and he squeals like a pig. You know, some guy he is. He's not a stand-up kind of guy, you know. So my point is, he goes and he squeals. But check out what he does. You got all of these people out there saying Michael Cohen is going to testify that Donald Trump knew about the meeting with Don Jr. Now, instead of verifying this, now here's the same people that sit back and say, you calling this fake news, you're going to get us hurt. And me and Jim Acosta and all of us, we be out trying to do our job. That's all we be doing, just trying to do our job. And then the people come and they be saying CNN stuff. And they be saying, go home. And that hurts our feelings and make us feel scared, even though no Trump supporters ever attacked us. Only people from the left do it. Only like Antifa and Black Lives Matter. But we won't even bring that up. That's neither here nor there. We talking about how Trump's rhetoric is so divisive and it scares us on the inside. We scared for our life. We didn't want to do our job. And he trying to hinder that. Donald Trump out there and he's free. You know what he doing? He attacking freedom of speech and he attacking a free and fair, honest press. Well, if you were free and fair and honest, he probably wouldn't be attacking you. But nonetheless, here's the same media who talks about fact checking and the president lied 7,000 times in the last 35 seconds. Now here they are running this story all week. Yeah, man, Michael Cohen about to tell. He said, hey, undoubted proof that Donald Trump knew about the meeting. This right here. This, I mean, I don't know about you, but this warrants impeachment. I mean, this is misdemeanors and high crimes. I can't believe this man would be in cahoots. First of all, let's talk about that for a second. Even if he did know about the meeting and he said, yeah, go get it. So what? That right there is oppositional research. There's no rule to say you can't go get oppositional research from another foreign entity unless we're at war with Russia. Last I checked, we weren't. Okay, until the Democrats just made one up. We're at war because they attacked our democracy, but we can't tell you how. And it didn't impact the election at all, but still, we're just going to make you all believe it through disinformation. Yeah, so nonetheless, what ends up happening is Donald Trump Michael Cohen never knew that. So now here they are echoing this all week. All week. Yeah, man, you know, he's about to tell. Then Michael Cohen's lawyer gets on with Anderson Cooper, and Anderson Cooper narrows him down to make a confession that maybe I might have misspoke or I didn't understand the question. You know, he went back to the old elementary school. Teacher, can you repeat the question? I didn't understand it. That's why I gave a stupid answer. So he told somebody, I guess he leaked out some information regarding that as well, along with other sources. And they all echoed it throughout the week. And then he had to walk it back and say, yeah, Michael Cohen doesn't have any information to verify that that President Trump knew about the Don Jr. meeting. I'm sorry about that, y'all. Yeah, but guess what? Where's the media? Why aren't they retracting it? Why aren't they saying, you know what? We need to walk it all back. We need to get on TV and apologize. They don't care. And I'm going to tell you why they don't care. A young lady asked me, how can they do that? How can they just lie like this and nobody does anything? This is crazy. Well, they do it because all of them have the same message. Not one of these fake, phony newspapers or news stations will check each other, meaning they're all lying. So who's going to correct them? If they control 90-something% of what people hear, then guess what? All they got to do is just say, well, we're not even going to mention that we lied. Or we're not going to fact check the other person. We're not going to run it on our station that they lied or our buddies over at this channel said something crazy. We're not even going to do it, you know, which leaves one or two outlets besides all of us here on YouTube and all the other social media networks, which they're trying to shut down and silence us as well. All right. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to silence every person, entity, organization, news station that would say, hey, look, y'all, they just lied. They're saying, no, we're gonna stomp all of your voices out so that when we do lie, only people will know that we're lying is the people we're lying on. But everybody else is going to believe our lie because we control pretty much what everybody hears and how they think, because humans are susceptible to suggestion. Tell a lie over and over again and people will start to believe it after a while. Even sometimes when you're lying yourself, you ever told a lie so long you start to believe your own lie? When I was a kid, I had this elaborate story I used to tell. It took me to about 21 years old till I realized that that never happened. I was in college one day telling the story, and I was like, wait a minute, that never happened. I made that up in my mind. I started the story when I was a kid, started lying about it, and after a while, I started believing my own lie. I had to stop at 21 years old, like, wait a minute, Kev, that never happened. I've been lying for about 15 years, you know, about this story, but I convinced myself that it was the truth. And so my point is the media is masters at this. And then they parade people out like John Brennan, who came out and had the nerve to give a sad story about why he's out there. And then I know people sometimes talk about that. I feel like, you know, they think I'm being political. I'm worried. I just need to speak out because I see what's going on with our country and something needs to happen. Somebody needs to stop him before this divisiveness spills out into the streets. What are you suggesting, Brennan? Are you trying to subliminally plant the thought of a civil war or violence, or let's just take it to the street and settle it? Is that what you're doing? Because last I checked, we were a country that simply can agree to disagree. And last I checked, the only people taking it to the streets are the people on the left. You know, so is that a dog whistle? So you know how the left always, is that a dog? Are you hitting us with the silent? Yeah, nobody can hear it but your bass. Is that what you're doing, Brennan? Are you telling them, go get violent against Trump supporters and Trump himself, overthrow this government because he's a tyrannous and then this is right now dictatorship and we're scared that our democracy is in jeopardy? Yeah, what are you saying, Brennan? That's the most ridiculous thing, and it's irresponsible and it's reckless. And if people do start getting violent, you're the blame. In fact, not only you, but every single entity that's out there saying things like what CNN, MSNBC, and all of them been pushing for a whole week, talking about impeachment, talking about Trump violated campaign laws, money laundering, all of these stupid things, that none of these things are going to stick. None of them are against the law, but nobody is going to check them. Nobody is going to say, man, y'all cats sound crazy. They're all in their little tents and they're saying, look, long as we all stick to the same lie, what can you do? I mean, all you can do is just try to get your sources from people like myself, Fox News, maybe some other commentators online. But at the end of the day, all they're going to say is, hey, small percentage of people out there, they might find out the truth, but the majority don't have the aptitude, patience, diligence to actually look into this. So instead of us retracting the lie that we've been telling all week, we're just going to ignore that we told a lie and move on to the next slander. And that's what they've been doing. Big disinformation campaign, big subliminally planting all of these suggestions that Trump is about to be impeached and glossing over their diabolical scheme through lying, through suggesting that Trump is nefarious and he's guilty. All of these efforts that they're doing, all designed to muddy up Trump to the point that if they were to take over the House, they would go for impeachment. They know they can't get him on anything legal. They can't fight fair. They can't fight fair heads up. They're trying to jump him. That's what they're doing, okay? I mean, let's just be real, people. How in the world is Robert Mueller still in business? How in the world is Robert Mueller able to go out and give immunity deals to people who have offered absolutely nothing in return? I mean, he's just dropping immunity deals all over the place like they're a new album that just hit the street. I'm dropping it out, man. And my new album, man, get it now while it's hot. And I'm going, you got to be kidding me. So you see the plan. I'm going to be doing another video about disinformation, talking about how the left does this and people don't even see it. The key is to expose their diabolical methods so that when it's being done, hopefully people who have heard it described can sit back and they can say, I see they're doing it right now. I get it. I saw it when they just did this or when they did that or when they said that. So that's the goal and objective. I'm going to be doing another video on this, so stay tuned. Because I want to give some references so people can see how this has been being used for many, many years. Somebody just pulled in my driveway and they got to turn the key off, turn it off, turn the car off. You hear all that, man, I'm standing right in the driveway, they can't pull in, you know what. Anyway, find me on Facebook, find me on Twitter, check me out on Wednesday nights in Kevin's Corner, live radio, blog, talk show. And also, if you want to donate to Kevin in Kevin's Corner, please do so. There's links in the bottom, and we'll see you next time in Kevin's Corner. God bless.